NartOutHere here showing how s1mple ops on Inferno CT Side. When s1mple has the best mid spawn, he likes to peek mid holding for the T stairs entry. If he doesn't spot anyone early on, he falls back and holds this position for second mid, then falls back after a couple seconds in case the T's are in apartments and comes out boiler. s1mple falls back smoking mid, and as he does so, he plays Moto watching long. He doesn't hear any nades top mid, and his smoke is still up, meaning there's a high chance Vitality didn't take mid control, so he's actually gonna advance and peek top mid. As an AWPer on CT side, you want to hold positions like this watching mid so you can get info and to condition the T's to make them have to use utility to push you off the angle. You don't want to give up top mid for free. This is also a good angle because it allows you to safely fall back to arch if the T's are advancing fast. s1mple misses the shot on the jiggle peek, and then he hits an insane shot on Zaiwu, who was jumping, and he hits it through the wall. Both his teammates are towards short, so s1mple falls back and picks up apartments for them. The last two Vitality players end up going banana, so let's go into the next clip. Again, s1mple going through the same motion, peeking mid, falling back, holding second mid. This time around he gets flash, holding it, and falls back to long, holding this angle that we just seen. One reason why this angle can be bad for AWPers is that most often than not, the T's are going to smoke it off, which negates this position. When this happens, s1mple is going to fall back to Moto in this round because FaZe are executing A. He picks up apartments until he gets smoked off, and he throws his own counter smoke in case he needs to go through it to help his teammates. He's very smart to watch the bracket smoke first before even committing through the smoke, because there are a lot of strats where teams fake to execute A to split B or have one lurking through the smoke. But here, Perfecto rotates in and can pick it up to allow s1mple to go through the smoke behind his smoke to Graveyard to help out the A site. s1mple makes a great play here as Vitality choose not to smoke mid to take control. He peeks mid and kills Masuta before the molly lands. s1mple will fall back to Arch playing more passive. Apex somehow snuck towards the back lines at B, which Vitality falls back to Banana and hit B. As the long player in this round, s1mple is the rotator. He was very hesitant to fully rotate because of the potential lurk, but finally gives up and rotates to B. It's very important to have at least one flash being in this position, because when you're rotating in, you could help your B teammates by flashing for them, despite CT most likely being smoked off. As for the rest of the round here, there's no analysis, it's just s1mple being s1mple. s1mple had just gone for the mid peek. He gets smoked out long and mollies in return. This time around he goes around to short, holding it from this angle from sight. This is a very powerful angle as it allows you to fall back to sight safely after getting the initial peek. It is very hard for T's to trade. Vitality take mid control, and s1mple is going to advance and get info peeking top mid, which is very common play on CT side Inferno. He finds and kills Kyoshin Boiler, then falls back to long to help out Bit, however it gets caught out rotating to library. Regressing top mid with an AWP is a very strong play on CT side. Granted, the T's don't have their AWPer posting waiting for their reaggression. You saw how Kyoshin was waiting, but was no match for s1mple's AWP. Gambit took mid control, and s1mple holding from Arch will reaggress after the smoke fades. He kills NAVI and he's able to fall back to Arch where he expects Hobbit to chase him. He turns back and kills Hobbit as well. s1mple, not knowing how many other players are mid, will fall back to library where he holds short, but at the same time watches his back for the flank. Gambit are coming up short, and s1mple kills Shiro. He gets smoked out Moto and retakes with his teammates. He makes a really great play by making running sounds towards top mid, but holds to see if Inters pushes through, which he does and kills him. He knows that Inters had to make a play in order to win this round rather than sitting in sight in a 1v3. The only time when s1mple full wide swings mid to peek downstairs is if he knows the enemy team won't have money for an AWP, which happens here and he gets flash. s1mple has a trick he likes to use, which is mauling close and then peeking behind the cover of the molly where he gets 2 kills into Cirque and Mihu, then peeks into Boiler where he hears Opal jumping up window and kills him. Then he tries to flank the last 2 T's but gets too greedy here and gets killed. s1mple won't wide swing like this earlier, like onto stairs, if he knows there's an AWPer holding because that's going to favor the T's. Here's another Molotov peek s1mple can take for mid. Electronic molly mid at the start of the round, and s1mple peeks from short side where he kills Shock's underpass, then he smokes off mid and he mollies apartment before rotating to Moto to pick up long, getting 2 kills onto Masuta and Kyoshin and almost getting a third onto Apex short. You see here that when s1mple is rotating through A, he's very cautious of the apartment lurker where they have an angle to peek towards sight and Moto. After the first peek, you see that Electronic still has a flash on him, so he could have peeked after Electronic's flash as well to secure the kill. Another aggressive mid peek s1mple likes to take is sometimes peeking second mid for the cross after mauling bottom mid and holding to see if anyone comes outstairs. Then he pushes down and holds for the second mid cross. Unfortunately here he gets traded. The molly will give him time to push and hold for the cross and to fall back safely. If you don't molly, you do take the chance of someone coming out mid while you're trying to peek second. This is going to happen to s1mple as he doesn't molly mid and tries peeking second and gets killed by Brokey. This next aggressive play s1mple does once in a while where he'll smoke mid. and it gives him cover to hold boiler stairs, which s1mple misses his shot, then he's gonna fall back afterwards. Another forward position s1mple likes to hold is this off angle in front of boiler. Dexter running up mid gets killed, and you see Bit was watching his apartment from boiler. Otherwise, s1mple would have had to fall back earlier in case Team Spirit took AWPs control. s1mple peeked behind the cover of his teammate's molly and he doesn't spot anyone and falls back to Moto. I'm going to skip the rest of the clip here as Team Spirit opt to go towards B. In this round, we see s1mple go for the same off angle mid peek from short side, killing NAVI. This time around, he doesn't have anyone watching apartments, so had there been no one towards mid, then he needs to fall back after holding that angle due to the apartment presence. After getting the kill, s1mple falls back to site holding for the apartment pop. Meanwhile, Boomich gets killed at B, and Bit, the long player this round, rotates. s1mple smokes apartment and picks up long. He's gonna re-aggress and clear top mid. With 30 seconds left, s1mple will give up top mid, knowing that there could be a chance that Gamebit are doing an AWPs pop, so he comes and supports Electronic by playing by Moto, where s1mple peeks apartment and kills Hobbit. He gets to site and tries quick scoping Shiro and dies. The next few clips I'll be showing s1mple playing from short. It's another forward position to get information in an early pick mid. You saw s1mple go for the early off angle peek, then falls back to short. Gambit throw mid control nades and s1mple smokes out boiler and peeks mid. He smoked boiler because when teams take mid control, it is standard to have someone in boiler. s1mple smoking out boiler gives him freedom to only have to worry about one angle, which is mid. Axel will attempt to contact up mid, which s1mple gets a free kill off of, then falls back to site watching apartments. Gambit go B, which I'm gonna skip, I'm not gonna show the retake here. s1mple regressing mid from short, legs tests his boiler, and he swings too wide when falling back to site, where refresh kills him from apartments, so that's one thing to be careful for when falling back to site. One problem when it comes to playing this angle short is that you can get easily flashed versus holding the same angle from long. FaZe use good utility to take mid control, and unfortunately for them, s1mple one-ups them and kills Rain while flash. s1mple is able to fall back to site, but FaZe have already come out pit and pushed up short, where s1mple kills Kerrigan short, however it gets traded. Like I stated before, the problem with holding this angle from short is getting flash, which Vitality do here, and Masuta comes out boiler and he's able to hunt down s1mple before he can fall back. There will be times where s1mple will get pulled over to B, making sure that there is no fast play towards A first at the start of the round. Here he's going to switch positions with Boomich. The reason why this happens is because you can't always have s1mple just opping A, which you'll later see where he does start B, because teams will then just avoid going A and hitting B all the time, especially when you have s1mple and Electronic towards A. You'll see the s1mple effect come into play here after s1mple gets the opening pick. Now VP knows s1mple is here at B, and their immediate response is to go A to avoid him. This happens a lot to players like s1mple and ZywOo. That's why you often see both these players being proactive and moving around a lot, being mobile on the op, changing their positions to keep the enemy guessing. In this round, we see the same scenario where there is no fast play towards A, s1mple moves over to B and misses his shot, then instantly starts rotating to A because VP might know that there's a chance that there's 3B, but as well as seeing s1mple here at B, where they'll avoid him, they're going to go towards A to do so. However, s1mple turns around because Boomich dies and VP will wrap A and smoke him out. Being mobile and changing his position makes s1mple very good with the op on CT sides. Here you can see that Spirit won't have enough money for an op and s1mple peeks out mid and kills Chopper, then immediately afterwards without any hesitation gets up to apartments to peek halls, which he should have gotten the kill into SDY. He will then change his position again holding short. Spirit will smoke Moto and try to pull the A players over to site, while Magis tries again to arch. However, s1mple takes initiative and pushes through the smoke trying to get the kill into Magis, however his teammates get the kill onto him. He then will decide to head over to B afterwards, where Spirit won't be expecting him, and kills the last two players. This was overall a great movement round from s1mple. Next up, I'm going to show s1mple starting off in apartments. Here he attempts to look for the second mid peek through boiler at the start of the round where FaZe don't initially molly it. Electronic covers his halls. Had there been an initial molly, then s1mple can wait until the molly is done before peeking. For Electronic, instead of pushing up halls to cover it, he could also smoke it off. When NAVI played 3B at the start of the round, which doesn't include s1mple, then he likes to go towards apartments with the op. The reason being is that he's able to hold down apartments in short from one area, which is the apartment and balcony area, and can fall back to pit if need be. He starts by holding apartments, then he's going to fall off the balcony to hold mid, while Electronic is graveyard watching his apartments. He's going to kill Kyojin and falls down to pit. Vitality will kill Bit long, and it appeared that they wanted to go B, but changed their mind and they're going to fall back to wrap A. s1mple holding from mini kills Shocks before dying to ZywOo. NAVI start B at the start of the round again, and s1mple goes apartments and mollies it to delay the push and progression to allow for the 3B setup to come through fruition, which it does, getting a kill. s1mple then smokes apartments and pushes up, checking the gap to the right. Heroic in response go fast mid, knowing there's 3B, and s1mple comes out balcony to help out and gets a kill into Tessa's short, then falls off and pushes it clears top mid. He waits under porch and kills down. As you can see, this position puts him in a favorable spot to stop the AWPs push, as well as helping out towards short and stopping the wrap if there was one. A good example is this clip here where NAVI start 3B and Vitality go fast A through apartments and mid. s1mple will shut down the apartment take and then goes out to help out short, however Zywoo gets the better of him. This is one of s1mple's favorite positions to start off the round, which is inside apartments holding for the halls push, which he kills Hobbit contacting. This peek alongside the mid peeks that I showed at the start, where he holds for the entry out T stairs, then falling back to hold for second mid, and then falling back once more are his two favorite starting positions. Here we see his teammates dying top mid, and s1mple is solo sight and gets one kill before being traded. This position inside apartments is one way to stop the halls pop, which s1mple kills Masuta. He will then change positions to sight, holding apartments. Bit rotates back from B, and Electronic, who was long, switches positions with s1mple, and both his teammates are playing double sight. Vitality would do an AWPs pop, and s1mple here can't go through the moto smoke because he will be exposed to the Vitality player's pit and balcony since his teammates are double sight. Had he had a smoke, then he could have done the same move as before by smoking in front of the moto smoke to give him cover to either get to sight or graveyard, but here he stays put and watches a lurk until the smoke fades, to where he could help out, however it gets deleted by Zywoo. Sometimes T's want to sneak inside apartments and not give notice that they're there, which is the case for an AWPs pop, which they're not going to use any flashes to clear halls to go by surprise, or in Hobbit's case, for the lurk. One way to deal with s1mple peeking this angle that he does have trouble with is this double peek. He's actually died to this double peek multiple times in officials. Most of the times you'll see AWPers give up this angle early on and fall back because it is a very hard angle to flick onto if it is only one player peeking from the right, which you'll have to hit a flick. One of the most common setups you could do inside apartments is having your AWP hold left while your rifler pushes up and watches right, which Electronic does here. s1mple gets the kill into Rain and Electronic falls back afterwards while s1mple covers him. s1mple will then rotate to long and he regresses mid for info, doesn't spot anyone, and rotates to B where he flashes for his teammates, however he gets held out by the deep smoke. Here is another angle that s1mple will sometimes likes to hold, which is this tight angle halls near the doorway so he can't get spotted from short or mid. He's gonna kill Breeze and EG falls back to B. What have we learned so far is that s1mple puts himself in a good position at the start of the round with an AWP to try to get an early pick, then will rotate himself to get another favorable position to get another pick, and constantly moving around, staying mobile, being unpredictable, taking initiative, which is a very big component when it comes to AWPing. He's setting himself up to be successful, getting multiple looks, and in this round it ends in him getting info mid, which allows Bit to rotate to stack B, shutting down Vitality's take. I've shown s1mple starting mid and starting apartments and then rotating to different positions after his initial peaks. Let's move on to starting at B. The reason why you want s1mple starting at B and not just A is to keep the T's honest, meaning they can't just bully themselves into B given s1mple's presence towards B at times. They have to be more careful. s1mple will hold corner while Boomich is sandbags and Perfecto has flashes from coffins. Spirit smoke half wall and Boomich shows his presence by spraying the MP9. NAVI decide to give up top banana with s1mple holding from CT, while Perfecto mollies car, which pushes Chopper forward, leading to a kill for s1mple. s1mple will resmoke B and he rotates back because Spirit know there's 3 towards B. They go up fast short and it's a 3v2 retake, and s1mple goes apartments. Both his teammates die and s1mple kills matches. He gets info that Dexter's sight and mollies him out of cold, however isn't able to get a chance to shoot. s1mple with the best spawn, and it appeared he wanted to peek car, however gets flash and cancels and decides to hold corner, and he misses a shot onto Mihu. Boomich is there and gets the kill. s1mple will immediately rotate back to A because EG know there's 3B, spotting s1mple, Boomich, as well as knowing Perfecto's throwing the flashes. So he rotates Archie and doesn't have to worry about rotating back and that there being T's already out long because Bit was watching it prior to him rotating. Now had there been no one towards long and no info top mid, then s1mple needs to be careful rotating back towards Arch and long. EG will decide to execute B regardless of s1mple's presence early on, hoping that he had rotated back to A. s1mple had gone for the mid peek before rotating here to B where NAVI leave him solo B at corner despite not getting banana control. They trust him here at this position solo while they rotate to A stacking 4 there. s1mple will kill Twist half wall, then he falls back to sight and FaZe will immediately rush A. It's hard to know where s1mple can be at all times, which is the component of him being mobile. Here in this round, NAVI throw out banana control nades with s1mple holding from corner. Boomich swings and clears banana and then boosts to s1mple and leaves him half wall while him and Perfecto rotate to A. s1mple gets flashed off the angle and falls down and changes his angle holding behind car. However, Gambit are going to opt to go A. Getting banana control and leaving your AWPer there solo is a very good position and setup while stacking 4A, as your AWPer can have multiple different angles they can fall back on. s1mple will use a B spawn to peek car, however NAVI doesn't like using the car one-way smoke, or here in NA we call it the Furious smoke. They prefer to have someone stand nearby and smoke it out, which Boomich does here, and s1mple will eventually find the kill and this down. Also to mention here, Perfecto with CT throwing the car flash. After the kill and seeing no one else banana, s1mple wants to be the one rotating back to A, which he does so here. He holds from arch because his teammates are playing passive and have no info mid. s1mple gets a kill into Tesses, however makes a mistake of leaving arch to rotate to B. He should have stayed and held. As you'll see here, there was another player refresh arch who flanks them CT, and s1mple uses refresh's smoke to hide in as he runs by and comes out and kills 2 of the heroic players. Besides the car peek towards B, s1mple will use this boost from Boomich corner to peek over half wall. I think it's called the Fallen boost, seeing how Fallen really made this boost popular back in the days. He will miss his shot and then falls back coffins where Spirit are doing the wrap execute. s1mple turns around and kills both players wrapping, however doesn't spot the player oranges and gets killed. Point being is that the boost that they did at the start of the round did set s1mple up to get the initial frag. To wrap up, s1mple is very versatile and mobile when it comes to AWPing on CT side Inferno. He puts himself in favorable positions to get the opening picks and then rotates and switches his position to get another look for a pick, setting himself up. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment. Until next time, NartOutHere, peace.